You're detaining me.
I'm not detaining you.
So you just said to me I'm not going anywhere at the minute.
Listen, where do you intend to go next? Because I'm just going to follow you, right?
That's no...
Alright guys, this is where it kicks off. A simple question, you're detaining me? And instantly the tension is in the air. The officer says no, but then follows it with language that suggests control. That contradiction sets the tone. Welcome to a situation where lawful filming of a council building is treated like reconnaissance on a military compound. No crime identified. No groundwork established. Just immediate pressure for details. Forced Awakenings is doing what any member of the public can legally do, filming from a public place. Yet within seconds, suspicion replaces neutrality. The camera becomes the trigger. The presence of accountability becomes the problem. And instead of observing first and acting later, the escalation starts immediately. This isn't about behavior. It's about perception. And perception, when unchecked, becomes confrontation.
I'm just wondering what you're doing.
I'm just explained to one of the civic enforcement officers I'm filming.
What are you filming?
Anything I can see from public.
Right, and is there a reason behind that?
It's for a story.
Right, okay, can I take your details, please?
What would you like my details for?
Because obviously in the interests of public safety and everything like that, when somebody is out filming and having a look around public buildings,
right,
we have a duty of care,
right,
to check you out.
What, a duty of care to whom?
To the general public.
I'm part of the general public?
Yes.
I don't have to give you my details then?
Right, I can just get other people.
Well, other people, I'm still not obliged to give you my details.
I'm asking because at the moment, I don't know whether you are committing any criminal offences in this area.
I'm certainly not.
This gentleman is out filming and is pointing up, looking at all the cameras, and obviously in light of...
Identify the cameras up there?
In light of...
I'm not filming that. I'm filming up there. I was filming up there when...
Now pay attention. The questioning shifts into interrogation mode fast. What are you filming? Why are you filming? He answers calmly, anything visible from public. That's lawful. That's settled law. But that's not enough. The officer wants justification that satisfies her curiosity, not the legal threshold. Then comes the phrase, duty of care. That sounds official. It sounds powerful. But here's the reality, duty of care does not grant roaming authority to collect names from anyone holding a camera. She even admits she doesn't know whether he's committing an offense. That's the key moment. If you don't suspect a crime, you don't get to manufacture grounds just to feel comfortable. Lawful activity does not require personal approval. And the moment uncertainty replaces evidence, the foundation for the stop starts cracking.
There isn't an issue.
I'm just wondering why he's filming public buildings.
Yeah, why?
Well, I'm perfectly entitled to film anything I can... Hang on, wait a minute. I'm perfectly entitled to film anything I can see from a public place, including council buildings that are owned by the public.
Okay, we have concerns about public safety.
And your concerns are?
We don't know who you are and
That's
what
not a concern.
links it is.
It isn't.
In the day and age that we are in...
Are you accusing me of being a terrorist?
I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but...
Do you have reasonable suspicion to believe that I'm up to anything other than...
I don't know what you're up to.
Go on to Google filming in public. And even legislation.
Don't tell me what I need to do.
Right, well, don't tell me that I need to give you my details when I know that I don't.
I'd like you to move away from this area, please, otherwise...
You need a Section 60. You need to remove somebody from an area without probable cause, you need a Section 60.
Well, I'm concerned for public safety and what you are doing in this area.
Well, I've told you what I'm doing in this area.
Well, you need to move away from here.
This is where the mindset hardens. A second officer enters, and instead of resetting the tone, the suspicion doubles down. The concern circles back to identity. We don't know who you are. But not recognizing someone isn't reasonable suspicion. It never has been. Then the phrase appears, in this day and age. That's the vague bridge toward terrorism without actually saying it outright. Elevated threat levels do not transform normal conduct into criminal indicators. Filming a public building isn't inherently suspicious. It's common. It's lawful. Yet the logic drifts toward implication. Crime in the area becomes justification to question anyone nearby with a camera. That's not policing based on evidence. That's policing based on discomfort. And discomfort alone doesn't create legal authority.
The side of the road, if that's all right.
You've obviously got nothing else better to do with your time, have you?
Well, that's not your concern. What I do with my time is nobody's concern but mine.
Fair enough.
Okay? Can I ask you to identify yourself? You haven't got any numbers on your pellets?
1000.
1000. And name?
Sarah Bainbridge.
And yours?
2629. You're also on body cam.
Yeah, that's fine. And you're based here?
Yes.
Yeah, excellent.
Well, I'm based out of Darlington.
Right, okay, excellent. Hello there.
Oh yeah, you're
Hello.
right.
This gentleman is filming. He's now refusing to give any details, and
I'm not obliged to.
I can't understand why he's out filming buildings, council buildings, refusing to give any details in light of the incidents that we're having around the area at the moment.
And those incidents, whatever they may be, no concern of mine, nothing
But I
to do
don't
with
know
me.
who you are, and I can't check you out.
Well, you don't need to.
Yes, I do, because I have a duty of care to the
I'll tell you
public.
what it is, mate. It's anti-terrorism.
There's no terrorist threat at the moment.
But I don't know who you
what
are.
What do you mean there's no terrorist threat? At the moment, we're still on high.
Terrorist threat at the moment, and nor has there been over the past 5 years towards any public buildings.
That's a lie, because there was one yesterday actually.
Was there? Well, I wasn't aware of that.
Well,
where was
there
that?
you go.
So where was
we
that?
don't know.
So here.
Yes, it was actually.
Right.
Yeah,
There's one to the council officers as well.
Right. That's nothing to do with me.
That's
no
why
concern of
you've
mine.
been
How do we
Well,
know that?
Well,
Which is
were
why I'm asking for your
they
details.
stood outside with a mobile phone?
Look, we're not getting into this.
Well-
I am now asking you to leave the area because I feel that you,
On what grounds?
because you are alarming the public.
No. Which section of the law? You give me the section of the law, I'll quite happily move.
You just need.
Beg your pardon? I'm just a...
I never said one word.
You liar.
We're filming you as well.
That's fine. It's public.
Just stand
It's
here
perfectly
until you
okay.
move out of the
It's
way.
okay, perfectly okay to film in public, which is what I was explaining to your colleague.
You gave me your details, and I could
Right. So
be happy that there is
my
nothing
details.
untoward.
My details won't give you any other information.
I would like to check you out so that I am happy that I can leave you unattended on
You-
the side
you
of
can.
the road.
Now things escalate verbally. Anti-terrorism is mentioned outright. That's a heavy label. That's designed to raise the stakes instantly. But when asked for specifics, silence. When challenged on facts, deflection. There's talk of incidents, yet no link to him. There's talk of threats, yet no grounds articulated. Then comes the emotional shift, you've got nothing better to do. That's not professional assessment. That's frustration surfacing. Public safety isn't personal irritation. When officers start leaning on broad statements like heightened threat without connecting it directly to the individual in front of them, the authority weakens. And when the word terrorism is introduced without tangible evidence, it becomes an intimidation tool instead of a legal framework.
No, you've got no actual reason other than curiosity as to why I'm filming to be stood here
I want
asking.
to know who you are
Well,
to
I
make
don't-
sure.
I don't have to identify myself, and you're well aware of that. I know the law just
Right,
as much
very
as you.
shortly, I will to prevent a breach of the peace.
You can't prevent a breach of the
I
police
can prevent
if
a breach.
none was going to take place. I'm not breaching anybody's peace.
I have colleagues and members of the council staff who are very concerned about why you were out here filming in light of the incidents
I'm
yesterday.
filming a story. I'm not filming in light of those incidents.
Well,
Those incidents
until
weren't
I
even
can-
known to me until
I
you made
can
them aware.
Prove or negate either way. All I want is your details to make sure that no members of the public are a threat
They're
by
not.
you. Well,
My details wouldn't give you any more information about that.
people tell me every day
Well,
how good they are.
I'm not saying I'm not saying. Hang on, I'm not saying I'm good. What I'm saying, I'm not denying either way.
Everybody says all the time with interactions with the police, it wasn't me. I'm no threat.
That's because your interaction, instead of accepting what I'm doing, is perfect.
Watch this carefully. The officer floats a breach of the peace. That power exists for imminent violence, not speculative tension. There's no shouting crowd. No disorder. No aggression. Just a man holding a camera. Concern from council staff is mentioned, but concern isn't evidence. Unease isn't criminal conduct. Public servants don't gain the right to silence lawful filming because it makes them uncomfortable. Then comes the classic fallback, people tell me every day they're not a threat. That's a blanket dismissal of explanation. But policing isn't about ignoring what's in front of you in favor of worst-case assumptions. The threshold remains the same, reasonable suspicion based on facts, not feelings.
Is to cite laws that don't exist. Say that
cited a law that doesn't
you
exist.
told me that you were going to move me. You can't move me without that section, without the powers under a section.
I have reasonable grounds to believe you.
If you're asking me to move,
Yes.
right, and you can state me a section of the law, I'll move quite happily. That's a perfectly reasonable request.
It's fine because we've got supervision
Do you
coming in.
understand what the current levels of threat at the moment?
Right, if there has
I know
been,
what the word evident means, I'm sure you do. You seem like an intelligent
If there has been a threat yesterday of some sort, then yes, I can understand.
Right. So
But
now you understand.
but I wasn't aware of that until you told me.
Right.
And
So now that's why we need your details.
well, you don't need my details.
Yes, we do.
So do you have the details whoever it was who you spoke to yesterday?
You know what's going to happen, right? I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen. You're going to end up getting arrested.
For what?
Right? Listen,
For
we're
what?
speaking to a supervision at the moment, okay? Based on the current threat levels and the incident that happened
And now
yesterday,
we'll get an
that
order out.
ended up getting seized, okay, under the terrorist.
Here's the turning point. He offers a simple solution, cite the legal section and he'll comply. That's reasonable. That's cooperative. And yet, no statute is provided. No clear power identified. Just insistence. Then frustration spikes. Arrest is mentioned. Seizure under terrorism laws is threatened. Notice something critical, no new facts emerge. The escalation isn't built on new evidence. It's built on resistance to compliance. When authority can't be clearly articulated, raising your voice doesn't strengthen it. Invoking heavier powers doesn't repair weak grounds. It only exposes them. That pause when asked to name the section says everything. If the authority were solid, it would be easy to state.
Your body cameras will also be made public knowledge to me, and I'll use them.
That's fine. I want to know.
I just can't see why you're being so obstructive.
I'm not being obstructive at all.
Yeah, but
I'm
you
not
are.
obliged. No, there's no obstruction because I'm not obliged by law to give you
that's
unless
fine, you
you
can fight that in court then.
unless you reasonably assume that I don't need to because it wouldn't go to court.
Well, you're being
You'd be looking at a lawsuit.
You're being obstructive. I don't care.
I'm not being obstructive at all.
care.
Refusing to give my details when being asked is not an
Listen,
obstruction.
You've asked for our details, okay?
Because I'm, as a member of the public,
Yeah.
and you being civil servant, you are legally obliged to give me those details upon request.
You've obviously got nothing else better to do.
Well, but that's my concern, not yours.
Yeah.
If I was stood on the other side of the road without a camera, you wouldn't have approached me. It's purely because I'm filming. Filming is a perfectly legal activity.
Because we don't know why you are filming.
But I've told you why I'm filming, for a story.
A story for what?
For YouTube, for my blog.
Right, so who are you?
I don't have to identify myself. And you're well aware of the law regarding identification, stop and search powers.
Now ego enters the room. Fight it in court. That's not confidence, that's bluster. If the stop were lawful, it wouldn't need courtroom bravado to defend it. He's correct. Refusal to provide details without legal obligation is not obstruction. Officers must identify themselves upon request. Members of the public are not under a blanket obligation to reciprocate. Then comes the contradiction again, you're not going anywhere, followed by, I'm not detaining you. Words matter. Language creates legal meaning. Following someone while implying restriction edges dangerously close to unlawful detention. Movement in public space does not require permission. And shadowing someone because you lack grounds doesn't create those grounds retroactively.
At the moment, my colleagues are on to senior officers so that we can have a power of stop and search to get your details.
Good luck with that. You're detaining me.
I'm not detaining you.
Oh, so you just said to me I'm not going anywhere at the minute.
Listen, where do you intend to go next? Because I'm just going to follow you, right?
That's no concern of yours.
Right, well listen, I'm just going to follow you because we need to speak to you about what you're doing.
You can follow me wherever you like,
that's fine then.
but don't tell me that I'm not going anywhere
All right.
because that's a threat of detainment unlawfully.
Right, listen.
Okay.
Would you like to come back round to the police station
I don't
while
need
we
to.
speak to you?
No, I don't need to.
You don't need
No.
to. Right, where are you going now?
I'm not telling you.
I'm going to follow you then, okay?
You follow me.
Okay.
This is harassment. Yeah, so anyway, I went in to see him and basically he fobbed me off back to his offices most of the way. He did say that they would be doing some training over sort of data protection and dealing with photographers. Whether they did or not, I don't know. I didn't take it any further. I wasn't after them for money. It's not why I do this. It's just to show them as the bullies that they were, and hopefully they'll learn the lesson.
This is where the bigger picture settles in. Instead of stepping back when authority isn't clear, the officers search internally for powers to justify a decision already made. Supervisors are contacted. Stop and search is explored. The action is chosen first, justification is hunted afterward. That's backward. Proper policing identifies grounds first, then acts. Following him after disengagement doesn't repair the weak foundation. And in the end? No dramatic arrest. No terrorism charge. Just a reported complaint and training around data protection and handling photographers. That quiet correction speaks volumes. This wasn't about imminent threat. It was about misunderstanding lawful filming. And accountability, calm, persistent, informed accountability, is what ultimately forced the reset.